Okay, we are live. We are live. Go ahead.
A heartburn.
What's up, guys? How you doing? This is another installment of Brick Wall Review. Take it away, Sam.
We were having some technical difficulties for the last 26 for the last 26 minutes, so we apologize for that.
Yeah,
Something
anybody?
is going on with um the internet server, not server but not
Some bull crap's going on technologically. That's all you need to know. We're here. We're still alive. We're still bringing you the show that you guys so desperately want. That's we so
so
desperately want to give you. And we really appreciate anyone who's tuning in right now. If you're coming in from Facebook, we definitely appreciate you. And yeah, it's probably the only place you're coming in from because we are trying to adapt and adjust to this right now as we speak. So please definitely be patient with us. If you don't know that we're here, we're going to try to announce that. But in the meantime, um, I'm Dave, as always. This is Sam. Um, So the movie we are going to be reviewing today is Coffee and Cream, the Netflix original.
Kareem, not cream.
Oh, because I keep thinking Coffee and Cream. You know, I've been doing that in my head the entire time too. I say Coffee and Cream, Coffee and Kareem,
It's
Coffee and Cream.
Kareem.
Yeah, it's such a clever play on words, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
such a bad movie. But we'll get to that in a while.
I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It was just too much going on.
It was like if all the mid 2000 movies with those um really bad kids tried to resurge as one movie and just couldn't do it.
It was like an X-rated Little Rascal.
Cop and a half, X-rated cop and a half. Yeah, X-rated cop and a half, definitely that.
I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm trying to share. I'm trying to share.
Oh, you go ahead, take it away from here. I got you because I know
I'm trying
exactly
to
what
share
it
it to
is.
my page. So, but Coffee and Kareem. Well, it's a movie on Netflix,
You're doing great.
and I would. I don't know if I recommend it though. I really don't. It plot summary. While police officer James Coffey, who was played by Ed Holmes, enjoys his new relationship with Vanessa Manning, played by Taraji P. Henson. And just a sidebar, if you thought that she was gonna be in the entire movie, she really isn't. It's like,
She's in enough of it.
she's in it, but she's not in it. But she's in there. Her beloved 12-year-old son Kareem, played by Terrence Little Gardenhigh, plots their breakup. Attempting to scare away his mom's boyfriend for good, Kareem tries to hire criminal fugitives to take him out, but accidentally exposes a secret network of criminal activity, making his family its latest target. To protect Vanessa, Kareem teams up with Coffee, the partner he never wanted, for a dangerous chase across Detroit. From director Michael Dowse, Coffee and Kareem is an action comedy about forgiving unexpected bonds, one four-letter insult at a time. Okay. Well, with that being said, how I feel about the plot summary, I feel that some things are true, but he did have to team up with him,
Mm-hmm.
but he did accidentally expose. But he went in there. So what? Okay, so the movie starts out pretty 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 to the point, pretty much to the point. It was no, oh, how did Coffee meet Vanessa? It
Mm-hmm.
was none of that. It was just straight to the point. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, we open up with pretty much the introduction of Kareem and Vanessa, the pair, the mom and the son, him, going to school, and then Coffee waiting for him to leave in order to
Mm-hmm.
sneak into the house. So He sneaks in, and they do what grown people do during when kids aren't home. And if you don't know, then
Now you
sorry.
know. I mean, the plot pretty much just jump started here. When the kid Kareem, he pretty much, like you said, he pretty much walks in the house to retrieve a Chromebook or his laptop. He walked back in. Yeah, he walked back in for something that he needed for school. It was like his Chromebook or his iPad that he needed for school. He walks back in. While he's walking in the house, he sees the police officer, Coffee, having sex with Taraji P.
Because
Henson's
they did not
character,
close the
who's
door
his
all the
mother.
way. I don't
Yeah, they
care.
didn't close
You
the door all
still
the
got to
way.
close the door all the way.
So he saw that, and from there, he pretty much plots to have Coffee set up to be killed, practically.
No, not killed, just severely injured so that
Yeah,
his lower
so he can learn
extremities
his
are not capable
yeah, are not
of
functioning.
not functioning. So, I mean, it's a lot because of the fact that when the movie starts out, he's 12, so I'm trying to think how I was when I was 12. This was like 10 years ago, but when I was 12, I think I did curse that much. Like that was one thing that like was really bothering me. I was like, damn, this little boy is like going in.
Hmm.
And then the fact that he has no respect for authority at all, any type of authority.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. Yeah, and that's something we'll definitely get to touching on in a while. In addition to Ed Helms, Taraji P. Henson, and Terrence Little Garden High, who, if you don't know that name, you probably know the face if your kids watch Nickelodeon, because he is on the Nickelodeon hit series Danger Force. Um, he is also in the what?
Well,
Oh, I didn't
you
know
did
that.
that. Yes, you did. I saw you.
What? Okay. Um,
The movie was
you
released
also have
April
Ron.
3rd.
Oh yeah, the movie was released April 3rd on Netflix. I could have sworn I heard you say that.
Nah, I did.
You didn't say that?
No.
I thought I heard you say
I've
that.
been skipping around.
Hmm.
Yeah, guess what? Don't you
Runs
say
at
don't
runs at
even
88 minutes.
don't even start with me. And as mentioned, it's in the inner city
Yeah, set
of
in Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's a pretty.
you know what? Okay, so I'll give it to him. But I wasn't like as an adult, you look back at all that cursing, like
I
like
mean, yeah,
little.
we'll touch on that because this it's a lot to, not a lot to unpack, but it's a pretty good amount of things to discuss and talk about in terms of the content of this movie. Um, I was talking about the cast,
Mhm.
and a lot of the cast in here was really good. You had
Yeah,
Andrew King Bachelor, who, for all my fellow YouTubers, I can say that now, and I mean, anyone who's kind of kept up with King Bachelor on
not
Instagram,
King Kong, but
YouTube,
King Bachelor.
he's a pretty funny dude. He's getting a lot of good roles now, so shout out to him.
King Kong.
David Allen Greer was in this, which was really surprising to me.
Yeah, it's been
Um,
well, in my opinion, from what I've seen, it's been a while.
yeah, he's not in much now, but when he's in there, he's in there. Ron Ranko Lee, who played one of the well, not one of the main, uh, I guess you could say he's kind of the crutch of the movie on the crime side of it. Orlando Johnson, who's like a rapper thug. That's the character that Ron Ranko Lee plays. His face will be more familiar than his name because I did not know that this was his name. I didn't know that Ron Ranko Lee was his name. If you knew that Ron Ranko Lee was his name, then cool. But I didn't know
Shout out
that.
to you.
Um, yeah, you have Betty Betty Gilpin. I almost said Gliplin. I almost messed up your name, Betty. Who played Detective Watts, who was a dirty cop. Yeah, so the cast is pretty good in this. A lot of them I don't think I've seen in other things, with the exception of Ron Rako Lee, Terrence Little, Garden High, Ed Helms. Of course, he was in the Hangover movies, and King Bachelor. Andrew Bachelor. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff lately. Shout out to him, David Allen Greer. But outside of just those big names right there, a lot of the other cast, I haven't seen them in things. But their role in this movie, their roles in the movie were really good. I would say that, and it's something we'll also touch upon too in a while. I like the adult characters more than I like the kid characters who were supposed to be funny.
I did, and the whole thing with me with the adult characters is that they didn't have to do as much.
No, they didn't. They
They
were
didn't
all
do a lot. Like, and you
they were all in
thought,
their natural element.
you'd have thought they were censored on cursing.
Yeah, I mean, the
Like,
adult characters really. I mean, there was there's a story that says that there is a certain amount of times you can say an F word in an R-rated movie. I know it's PG-13, but in an R-rated movie. And you would think that they gave all those chances to the little boy and none of them to the adults because
he took full advantage.
Yeah, I mean,
I think his mom gave him the permission.
Something. I mean, hey, shout out to Nickelodeon for being more fluid. He could not be a Disney Channel star. Let's just put it like that.
No, or he couldn't work with Bill Cosby either.
Oh, it says too much curse
Yeah,
words.
you're doing too much.
Shout out Bill Cosby. Yeah, I mean, so just judging by what we've said about this movie so far, I guess it wouldn't be hard to summarize that it's gotten a pretty bad outlook from review outlets such as Rotten Tomatoes, where it has just a 19%. Not the worst I've seen for a comedy, but one of the worst I've seen for a comedy.
But with Taraji being in it, you would expect it more.
Taraji's had her fair share of bad percentages on Rotten Tomatoes. She's had her fair share of bad ones, or she's been in movies that have had bad ones.
I
would expect it for an Ed Helms film, though. Because, I mean, outside of The Hangover, Eddie has not done very well. Yeah, so, yeah. Gosh, I want to rip into... Can we rip into this now? Because I'm going to rip into this. Like I said, the adult characters are way more funny than the kids.
One of my parts was when they broke into the car.
Oh, and that even the background characters of the adults are funny. The guy is like, I just wanted a fucking muffin.
That's it. Detroit.
Yeah, so I mean, again, all of the best. Too, yeah, they kind of did break the crap out of us.
I would have been over it.
And then hid in the trunk.
But it was funny how they played the classical music after.
Yeah. I'm out here in middle of Detroit with V-neck sweater. Yeah, it's
and even so, like, even when in reference to the little boy's weight, like they were dancing around that.
Yeah, they danced around a lot of things with Kareem. A lot of my main issue when I looked at it was that Kareem had no character arc. A character arc is something that is important, especially in a comedy. In a comedy, you don't just want to have the characters be outrageous and outlandish and do
that's what he
was. All types of things.
It's like he had no chill. Like
he had sprinkles of a character arc, but they just didn't move forward with it. Everyone else and it's crazy because everyone else in the movie got a character arc. The mom got a character arc. The dirty cops got character arcs. The muffin guy got a character arc. The bad guys got a character arc. I was confused. I wouldn't say thugs, gangsters, but I was like, no, they're just the bad guys.
Yeah.
Even Andrew Bachelor's character had a character arc, which is insane because it was the smallest character.
I think they noticed that because after a while they showed the sensitive side of Kareem where he wasn't as hard as he tried to be.
And that's where the sprinkle of character arc comes in.
But I think that the first time that happened was when they were in the little building and he was holding a gun. That was like, it's like the first time.
They'll give him the sprinkles of it, but then it's like immediately after he's back to being the same kid he was in the beginning of the movie. Even at the end, he's still the same kid, even though he has a small change.
Think about it though. Think about it. The type of character or the type of portrayal that he was trying to exhibit in himself was that he wanted to be a rapper. So, and you heard him when he was talking to Coffee in the car about how he had to be hard about stuff because of, I know I'm fat, pretty much.
But it flew more as a joke and as a means to get Coffee's character from point A to point B in his development, but it didn't serve Kareem to get his character from one point to another with the development, because it could have went somewhere else with him being fat. Oh, I'm bullied because, or not bullied, but
he pretty much said that he's pretty much like, I pretty much take on this type of person. Mm-hmm. I become this type of person to protect myself. So he's like, I'm protect myself first. Like, I'm not gonna give nobody a chance to come up and step to me. And that's understood, especially in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, I get, like, the vague points of it.
They did it the way they tucked it in there. It should have been more elaborate.
Yeah, especially if we're supposed to, at the end of the day, have some type of attachment to that character of Kareem. It's just what I'm saying,
like the way they try to tuck it in and make you feel a sense of compassion for him. It just was at the wrong times.
Yeah, definitely. It's like if Cartman did all the bad stuff.
Listen, yeah.
And you just never got a break. Because Cartman has more character arc than Kareem does, honestly. And Cartman's freaking horrible. Gosh, that was me ripping into this film as much as I wanted to. That's really my biggest gripe with this film. But my thoughts going in to this film were, I thought it was going to be funny. I did think it was going to be funny. I thought it was going to be like one of those, that movie Role Models. Where they had that one. They always had that one kid, that one black kid. He's always in the movies. He's always saying something vulgar. But he started in that movie Role Models. It was an old movie. But yeah, I kind of just thought it'd be something along the lines of that. Like, I thought it would be more.
If you see I'm suffering right now, okay, so.
I thought it would be a bit more of a like cop mystery type thing or something. So
I wouldn't say a cop mystery. I mean, I expected it to be action. I expected what I didn't expect was a little boy to be acting like that.
Yeah, I didn't expect all that.
That's the only thing. Like, I expected it to be what it was.
Yeah. I didn't expect it to be all that. Like, I was on board, kind of. Well, no, I kind of fell off board, kind of like when it started. Like when it really got to Kareem talking, now I was like, I see what this is gonna be. This is gonna be a kid using the F-bomb because it's funny type thing. That's not to say Kareem. Does Kareem have any memorable lines that I thought were funny? He has a few.
I don't think so.
He has like a little bit of things that he says. But all of the funnier things that he says just comes from more so the way he says it as opposed to what he says. But I think Ron Rako Lee, I gotta give him credit. If I'm saying his name wrong, somebody, don't even bother to correct me. But Ron Rako Lee, I think he had some of the funniest lines in the movie. He played the Orlando Johnson character. I think all of his.
But you know what though? It's funny because
you could have said it was his movie and I'd have believed you.
No, but if you think about it, Kareem was trying to aspire to be what he was, and he wasn't even trying to be what they portrayed him as. Crazy.
Surface level. It didn't dive into it. The movie had on Kareem's behalf. The movie had so much going for it. And it didn't go for it.
That's what I'm saying. There was a lot in that movie. They just preferred to focus on whatever they chose to focus on.
The more interesting beats of the story, the more funny moments of the movie really came from the adult actors, the adult characters in the film.
And the more serious, because as an even what was his name? The gangster, whatever.
Oh, you talking about the one that King Batch?
No. No, Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so even for him, the way, like I said, he presented himself, he's like, they just took everything that I said in the music video and thought I was about that life. Like, bro, I'm just trying to get rich.
Yeah, he's like, I just wanted to be a dentist. One of the funniest lines in this movie actually was when he was like, you on his doorstep looking like Ja Rule. Where would I be without you?
He just loved that line.
I do. I love that line. Like I said, a lot of the comedic moments are not on behalf of Kareem. They're on behalf of other characters.
I didn't find anything funny from Kareem. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie.
I can understand that
because you talking all that shit, and then we got to run. You fall, bruh. You fell and you lost the phone.
It's like he again, like he
I said,
had.
When you look at Kareem, he's like a wannabe. He's trying, like you can see that his mom was trying to provide a decent home for him because she's a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Or
it's and even with him protecting his mom, you couldn't even say that. Like, oh, your dad left. No, my dad left because my dad died of cancer. So it's like, oh, so like, why are you protecting your mom so hard right now? Like, what is your motivation besides just not wanting a cop to sleep with your mom? What is your motivation beyond that?
You should have asked me first of all.
Yeah, and then the worst part about it is that Kareem gets absolutely no what is the word I'm looking for? He gets no consequences for anything he does except for the beginning of the movie where he gets detention. I'm not even sure he really got detention.
Because you know what? Detention was supposed to be after school.
And he left immediately after school. Yeah. He didn't even get detention. He
didn't stay for it, we should say.
And then Kareem, like he manipulates his mother. He curses in front of his mother.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the mom knows. The mom knows Kareem.
That whole scene where the only thing you heard was this guy.
Yeah, Ed Helms' character, Officer Coffee, he caught a lot of the flack for a lot of the things that Kareem was doing. From Taraji P. Henson's character, who was Kareem's mother. So Coffee caught a lot of the backlash from the things that Kareem was doing. Kareem sets everything up for Coffee to get killed. Coffee, how could you let this happen to my son? Or maybe how could your son let this happen to your son?
What got me though is that when they did the Amber Alert, like, girl, he's right here in your house.
Right. Like, why did she even get so upset about the Amber Alert? Like, at that point, you should have known that your son did something because you've been with this gentleman. He's a cop.
And I hate to say it, but that goes back to the angry black woman.
Oh, angry black woman, which Taraji, Taraji P. Henson plays angry black woman very well.
Real well, but I'm just saying, like, does she have to be angry all the time?
Yes. Just like Samuel Jackson has to say motherfucker all the time.
I mean, I would love to hear him say it all day. Just you know what? Just put out a CD of it. I'm gonna play it in
Track
the car.
Track 1, motherfucker.
So when
Track 2,
so when I roll in my job, I'm gonna have that bitch
Track
loud.
3, motherfucker.
For real.
Shout out Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
A turning point for me was when Coffee actually stood up to Kareem, because he did.
Yeah, he did.
And then even the little stand-ups, it wasn't like explosive. Because even when he took him back home, towards the beginning of the film, he was like, "Nah, fuck you.
Yeah. So I mean,
that was like he got tired of it, because by that time they had already been through some stuff together.
He had his foot ran over. He found out. Everyone was a dirty cop.
That was at the beginning when they went back home.
Oh, at the beginning. Oh, yeah. Well, at that point, yeah,
I wouldn't even say beginning, but it was after some things that happened already, with pretty much his life being threatened, their lives being threatened. So he stood up for himself, and he even tried to stand up for himself in the hotel room. But it's 2 against 1, and I don't want to argue with this woman.
Yeah,
but a funny part to me was when Taraji fought the thugs.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
They had to give Taraji her action scene there. That was funny. That was pretty good.
That was funny. That's called fight or flight. Like you got to fight. Don't think they're not gonna do nothing. You have to fight. Like, you're gonna make it easy for them. Fight. Somebody try to kidnap you, you fight. I try to beat you up, you fight back. You don't stand there and take it.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I mean, it was a good watch, but not for the reasons you would think it was if you were interested in watching this movie. Like, if I don't know really what your appeal. I don't really know what your appeal would
Yes.
be if you wanted to take a look at it, but
Well, let me say I've talked to somebody about the film because I was, getting them to join us, but that person also heard that a lot of people did not care for it.
mhm,
Like,
yeah,
and I want to say maybe if the character Kareem toned down a little,
hmm
and I hate to just put it all on him.
it is all on him.
No, but I'm just saying he's just doing what was he was told to do
Well, okay, yes, yes.
on that end.
Because if two immature college guys can make a fat racist guy, little white kid seem more empathetic than this character here, then there's a problem. Like, if I can sympathize more with what Eric Cartman does,
No,
yes,
but
I'm going
what?
to
No,
compare him
but
to
no,
Eric
but what
Cartman.
I would say is that we have seen more of Eric. Like if you sit there, let's just say watch one episode of South Park, and you watch, the film, like you would not feel sorry for Eric. Like you will be like, it would be the same thing. They are the same person.
Okay.
Like I said, they had the little moments in there where they tried to break him down. Like I said, even with like, and that was, his breakdowns were pretty much more of the areas in which he had to be the thug he was claiming to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when it came to the guns, and even when it came to them at the end where Orlando was pointing the gun at the cop, you hid behind the cop. You talked your shit behind the cop. Like you were hiding. You hid behind your mom. You were always hiding. You're not ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
You just ran your mouth. That's all you do. Because you haven't been and that's pretty much what he's until he's not been in any type of confrontation with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because he runs his mouth so that people won't confront him.
Yeah.
So that's evident. But to say that they said that in the film, they did not. To say that you didn't have to sit there and actually think about it, you have to think about it. And like I said, those little things are tucked,
Yeah, I
really
mean,
tucked tight.
having to think about certain films is okay sometimes, but in a film that
That's supposed to be
is,
action, comedy,
yeah,
and adventure. You don't want to just you just want it to be there. Okay, so boom. Like
mm-hmm.
even show him having maybe like a little rough life to, maybe
Yeah, something.
something just to show. I mean, outside of him saying that his dad died of cancer.
And then that wasn't even
And
a
then was
tough
that even
moment. It was
true?
like a throwaway joke kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like, was that even
So,
true? Because they never mentioned him until that point.
mm-hmm. What else could I getting off of Kareem? I do want to say that the final act of this movie really made me laugh for a lot of reasons. The final act of this movie kind of turned into like one of those action movie parodies. Um, just in terms of how ridiculous sometimes action movies get at the end with the drug deals and things like that.
Yeah.
Like with what's it like with the drug shootouts and how those get crazy and then things setting on fire, things blowing up, people being perceived to have no, this
I
time
was
he
wondering
was
how
not
close
okay.
they were.
He had Two-Face thing going on.
It wasn't a Two Face. It was better than Two Face because I expect him to be a little more charred, as in body bag.
Yeah, but it was funny how they kind of played with that action movie trope towards the end.
But you know what? The little car chase was funny too.
Yeah, the car chase was hilarious. The car chase was very hilarious. It's a very funny car chase in here. Um, that's actually where Kareem gets one of the funniest lines. No, but the line is only funny because of the reaction that was given. Damn it. I'm trying.
I'm not.
I'm trying to throw you a small little bone, Terrence.
Even,
I was looking for his name, guys.
Yeah, I was looking for a name too.
I'm trying to throw you a little bone. Danger Force.
Detective Watts, I like that. Like she's the bad guy in this, but she did well.
Yeah.
She did her role well. And then like even thinking about some portions of the movie when she was like, oh, this detective, a cop got shot. The way she looked at But the way she looked at Captain Hill, and she
Mhm.
was like, "We about to be like," she knew some shit was about to go down.
Yeah. Subtle clues like
Because
that, when you give it a second watch, you're like, oh, so they
like
knew what
their
was going
facial
on. Yeah.
expressions and everything, like you could tell.
Yeah, there's a pretty good twist in the movie. So if you're a general fan of something with light comedy or a fan of any of the uh big name actors in here, I would say give it a watch, maybe just to kind of see, you know, your favorite bigger named actors in here. But if you're looking for like a raunchy, good time, laughing my ass off comedy, this probably definitely is not the one for you.
And I will only say that because you will be disgusted with Kareem.
I don't even think, because I can tolerate. Again, I've seen movies like Role Models. I've seen movies where the kids, where there are kids who, are always being vulgar and excessive with their language and things like that.
I mean, I
Like
have as well.
I've seen movies like that, and those movies are, they hold up. They're pretty funny. They were good. They were enjoyable. But this one just, it wasn't. If it were just about the adult characters, I would have said it was a great movie.
And that's what I'm saying.
But the kid element in this was just, it was not needed, really. And
but like I said,
again, I'm glad that this kid has a Nickelodeon career.
No, I mean, I can understand, like I said, because when I was 12 or, whatever age, like whatever grade I was in, because I ain't about to think all the way back there, but, we were cursing. And it could have been to the same extent, but I don't remember. And I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I was doing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I said, as an adult watching the movie, it's like you doing too much.
Yeah, I mean,
and then I wouldn't want my kid to watch the movie because I don't want them to think that it's all right to be doing all that cursing.
I mean, I have a pretty low grade sense of humor at times, and I didn't really. For me to have the sense of humor that I have and not really find a lot of the things that, like 98% of the things that Kareem did, I didn't find them funny.
To me, they were just disgusting.
They just weren't really funny, and I didn't like his character. I didn't like his character. I don't feel like his character had a character arc. I had no reason to attach myself to this character. I attached myself to all the other characters, not him.
Even when they tried, it was quickly.
Yeah, even when they tried, I was like, "Oh, come on, give me more," and they just didn't give me more. So I was like, whatever. But with that said, I mean, do you have any? I mean, you have anything else additional to say? I mean, I know we pretty much banged into this movie, and I feel like if we keep going, we're going to continue to bang into this movie until it's like not even fun anymore. So, I mean, is there anything like? I mean, we talked about what could have been better. I don't know, like anything like stand out. We talked about what stood out though, which was the adult characters. Could there have been a better ending? I think for what it's worth, I think the ending was actually pretty good.
I would have left them. Bye. I try to tell y'all.
Well, I mean,
you done ran over my whole foot.
Well, I mean,
are we not going to talk about how he was popping them pills like it was nobody business and drinking?
Yeah, he rambled up on like all types of.
He been popping them pills. He been drinking and driving. You don't drink and drive, and you don't pop pills at the same time.
I mean, this.
Go home and do it.
I mean, this relatively, like I said, there's not much more to say about it. I mean, I give it, for my rating, I give it like 2 out of 5 stars.
Ooh.
I would give it 3 because of the adult characters, but if I'm going to be strictly on the 2 main characters, one character held his weight, the other did not. I'm giving it 2.5 because that is half of 5.
I can't say that Kareem didn't hold his weight because that's the part that he was given.
Oh, I thought you were going for a weight joke there, and I was like ready to go.
No.
Oh,
but I'm not going to do it.
But
I'm just saying, like, based off of that. That's the he did
Yeah,
the
it's
part
the
that he was given.
material. Yeah, he did the material that he was given.
And I'm not gonna say that he didn't do well with it. I think he did do well with it, but it's not something that I wanted to see from like maybe just a little bit less cursing, like just a little, like I said, just a little respect, because he definitely
Maybe
didn't have any.
he didn't. Maybe like
Even with his mother, like talking to.
yeah, I told you this is gonna keep going on a continuous train of ragging on this movie for.
It's not even ragging on the movie. It's just ragging on one character. Because overall, if you took, let's just say, if you condense Kareem
Mm-hmm.
and actually talked about the movie itself, and I mean, which
Yeah.
we did, but if you condense Kareem, then it wouldn't have been such a bad movie. And like I said, overall, what they were going for, it wasn't bad because, like you said, they did build up the other characters, but one of the main characters, they chose not to build up in the way that they should have. Because I probably would have had more compassion or more understanding of where he's coming from if they would have done that. But it wasn't evident, and you actually had to think about it.
Yeah.
And actually had to like sit back and like, okay, well, you know what? That part did happen. When he had the gun, he did look kind of soft. Like,
yeah. So I mean, it's.
And then the way they snapped him out of it so quickly, which I get, because you don't want, like I said, the type of role he was trying to play. But at the same time, it's like, bruh, just show. If they would have just had like 3 minutes of him being like broken down, and
Not even 3.
that's what I'm saying. Not even
4
3
or 5 seconds.
He did have 4 or 5 seconds. He did
use them well. Colossus will be upset.
He had like 4 or 5 seconds. But I'm just saying, like, if they had like a time where he was just broken down, like like
actually feeling the weight of what was going on.
Yeah, then you would have had more compassion for him. And like I said, even the little conversation he had with Coffee in the car about his feelings, and I do this, so you should do this, because talking shit is what's gonna get me here, there, and everywhere. Nobody's gonna bother me. I'm gonna make sure I talk shit before somebody can hurt me. I mean, but he ain't say it like that. So therefore, it's like, okay,
yeah. So
like I said, they didn't build on that.
Yeah, I mean, and that can't be said enough. I mean, that's really the only gripe with this movie. I mean, other than that, I mean, if it's something, I mean, it's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, I mean, you're paying for it anyway.
I mean, if you feel different about it, just let us know. We love to hear the opinions.
We do. You know how we roll. We love to hear our opinions of our viewers and everything.
Especially they're controversial.
We live for that, right?
Yeah.
So that's about it. That's about all we have. This movie definitely inspired me to want to watch Good Boys and kind of see, how that one fares with kids.
Well, I mean, I guess.
I don't know. We'll see. But as always, guys, thank you all for tuning in to another installment of Brick Wall Reviews. If you came here from our Facebook community, thanks, guys, for tuning in, sticking with us. If you're here from our YouTube and bearing with us, yes. If you're from our YouTube community, what up? Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to y'all. If you're from our Twitter community, wow, you guys came out the woodworks today. But I still love you and thank you guys. Sam? Anything you want to say to the audience?
We should be back in 2 weeks, hopefully. If nothing changes, as everybody should know, we have an extra person coming.
we have an extra member
of the family coming. If everybody's looking at my face, I've been suffering from heartburn this whole time. So
but, either way.
But outside of that, we'll of course let you all know.
One or both of us will be back in 2 weeks for another review. Well, either way, we'll make it happen. We're always here. If you guys got any film suggestions, TV show suggestions, drop in the comments. As we are here on YouTube, I did tease this during one of my last reviews, the Star Wars one. We do have some exclusive content coming here to YouTube. This does not count as that exclusive content, but for today it does.
And we would like your opinions about maybe starting an anime.
Oh, I was trying to hold the hold some things close to the chest. There was a phrase I was trying to say, but I forgot it. I was trying to hold that one close to the chest. Yes. This I guess this is
Anime
our formal
reviews,
announcement of our anime reviews.
which will of course be on a separate day, separate time. And
This is the one right here. This is the face.
if you have any suggestions,
Hashtag Hot Moms Do Anime on Brick Wall. Working title.
So if you have any suggestions,
have any suggestions for animes, definitely drop them in the comment section down below. Hit us on our Facebook page. Tweet us about it. But don't be creepy.
do what you do.
So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in to another installment. Even regardless of our circumstances, we really appreciate you guys. Continue to stay safe. Continue to follow the proper guidelines
For safety.
for
Please
safety.
do. Please. Just because businesses are opening does not mean it's safe.
Yeah, it doesn't. And
please wear your mask.
Please wear your mask.
Please stay 6 feet.
Stay 6 feet. We're 6 feet. You just the camera's making it like we're not 6 feet
from unknown people, and especially if you don't live with them.
With all that said, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.